Recording has started now. What episode is this, Jake?
I don't know.
We should look that up real quick. You want to greet everyone while I'm looking this up?
Sure.
All right, go ahead. Okay. Up there it is. Welcome everybody to the Waluigi podcast, where we only talk about Waluigi and no one else. Oh, I agree. Actually, this is Around the Gaming Block podcast number 11. Yeah. I have my special guest Waluigi on today. Now, Mr. Waluigi, is it just Luigi or is it Waluigi? Is your last name Luigi?
Waluigi number 1.
Oh, got you. So it's Waluigi. Tell me, Mr. Waluigi, what are your feelings on Mario?
Waluigi, winner.
Oh, so Mario is a loser and you're a winner. Okay, well that's good. Oh, yeah, I agree. I think that's your car waiting. Yep, I think your bus is leaving. I think you need to hurry up. It's leaving you. You gonna go get it? No? Are you? Oh, was that a yes? I think.
Loser.
Oh, okay. I think he just left calling me a loser. That's very nice. So that was Waluigi. He's gone now.
We're starting over.
Oh, but someone else is here. Jake is here once
This
again,
is horrible.
and he's talking about the drink. Hopefully,
No, this is already off to a bad start.
yeah, he's talking about the drink for sure. Welcome to the Run the Gaming Block podcast, and we are going to talk about some video games today. We've only been on a 2-year hiatus, 1 year and a half hiatus, something like that.
Yeah.
Not much has gone on since we were last here, but we're going to try to find some things to talk about. Possibly. So, to start off, I have a list right here of things to talk about. And I got some Nintendo stuff. I got some Sony stuff. I got some Google stuff. What are you feeling about starting for this episode?
Let's just start off with Google, I guess.
I'm going to start off with Stadia.
Yeah,
All right.
it's
So,
the least interesting thing we're going to talk about today.
first question. Did you see Stadia?
I saw the controller.
Did you see anything else about it?
Not really.
Did you only see the Did you see the official controller?
Yeah, I saw the official controller.
Yeah, so what'd you think about it?
It looks like an Xbox controller.
Really?
That's what I said that they should do, and they did it.
I thought it looked more like a Pro controller. The Nintendo Pro controller?
Well, I just meant like the design looks like a 360 controller, just the way it's like. So it's the Pro controller the same way, just formatted the same way as a 360
Yeah,
controller.
like if they didn't have
but the Pro
offset.
controller is just a perfect version of that.
Yeah, if you didn't have offset sticks. So it has PlayStation sticks, but it looks like a Xbox controller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and in case you didn't know, Stadia is Google's new streaming service, whatever, for video games. And as of now, we don't know how much it's going to cost, what games are coming to it.
Not enough.
But we do know that there's going to be no physical games. There's going to be no box required. I think all you need is Chrome, so anything that has Chrome can
Be a
play
Google
this.
plug and play.
Basically, is what it sounds like. Because they're saying, like, for your TV,
And it's gonna be $120.
as long as you have a Chromecast, you can play it. Or, like, you just get on Google on your computer and you can play it.
So
And
what, is it just the controller then? That's their.
so what they had was you can use a controller to play on your phone, computer, tablet, TV, or if you play on your computer, I believe you can play with a PlayStation controller or an Xbox controller.
So what's the
So
point of their controller?
I think the controller is only for the TV and the phones and the tablets.
Okay.
So you don't need that stuff to begin with, I'm pretty sure. And it doesn't have all the features because they had some features like a button that lets you automatically upload to YouTube or something. And then they had one that calls on the Google Assistant, and we're showing
Okay, so I
things
definitely
where
need the Google Assistant
they're showing things where, like, if you get
on
stuck
my gaming console.
on a tomb in Tomb Raider, you could click that button and be like, "Hey Google, how do I solve this puzzle?" or anything like that. Yeah, see, it's Google. The mic is muted. That's not how you do it. But on the Stadia, theoretically, it will know how to solve that stuff. But they had Assassin's Creed.
Hey Google, how do I Assassin's Creed?
That's kind of what they exactly showed at the conference. They were just like, "Hey Google, how do I blah blah blah," and then they also showed a thing where, so like people were watching a YouTube video about Assassin's Creed, I think, and at the end of the video, on YouTube, there was a link that said like "Play now," and they clicked that button and it immediately went to the game. So people are saying that you're going to be watching these gameplay videos on Stadia or these trailers, and right at the end, it's going to be like, do you want to buy this game right now?
So you're telling me to be able to play a game, I have to watch an ad for it?
No. But that's what people are worried about. People are thinking, like, Google's source of revenue is ads, so what if, like, you're playing...
Like, YouTube, the whole YouTube thing's not working out.
Well, what if,
a game console.
What if you're playing Assassin's Creed, and then, like, 30 minutes in, it's like, oh, stop. You got to watch a 2-minute ad now about stuff.
Maybe it'll replace those cutscenes where he talks to the person he just brutally murdered.
Yeah, he's gonna put a feather on him or something. But I think it's exciting. I like this new initiative for the streaming future, not the digital future. I don't like digital games because you still have to download and install them. But as they were showing on the panel, or whatever you want to call it, they started up the game. And it started immediately. You didn't have to wait for it to load, or it loaded in, but it was like 10 seconds. And then you don't have to wait for it to download and install and stuff. And then they were immediately switching from like phone to tablet to computer. Basically, it was like a switch. It was like, put the switch down, it goes to the TV. They were just switching from that to that to that to that. And it was all on these like cheapest models, they kept saying. It's like, this is the cheapest computer we could find. And it's all through the cloud.
The computer's not processing any of it.
Yeah, it's all processed somewhere else, and it's just beaming it to you, and it's just showing you a picture. So it looks cool, and I really hope that it works out.
I don't know. I'm just not a fan of diskless media.
Yeah, and I get that. I know a lot of people that I was talking to, they were not fans of this.
Because if this becomes popular, then that's how we end up in situations like where you can't play Scott Pilgrim vs. the World anymore because, that was a digital-only game.
That's the one that everyone...
Countless other digital games that are like that.
That's what everyone kept bringing
Simpsons
up.
Arcade, X-Men Arcade on Xbox.
Mm-hmm. People were bringing up the Scott Pilgrim one, and then more topical, the Wii. Because the Wii Shop just shut down, and all those games, unless you downloaded them or like emulate them or something, they're gone.
And that's the thing with this, is if there's any games released for it, you can't even download them.
Yeah, it's all streaming. So
if you're paying money for these games, you're not even getting anything out of it.
No,
it's getting the right to stream it for a limited time.
Yeah, but it's like buying digital games, I would think, because like when you buy a digital game, you don't own the game, you own the license. Mm-hmm. So they could at any time theoretically take that away, and then you can't play it anymore. Mm-hmm. So the streaming, I think there's just pros and cons to it. I don't want a future that's all streaming, because I think that's terrible, because then you do get situations like the Wii or Scott Pilgrim where you just lose games forever, and that sucks. What if Persona 5 was gone forever? What if I was like...
You never see it coming.
I'd never see it coming. That was my last surprise. But I think this coexisting with what we have now, because as I see it right now, Microsoft is very interested in stuff like this, because they're doing the Game Pass and stuff like that. And then PlayStation has PlayStation Now, but they seem very focused on the games. They don't really care how you get it, physical or digital or anything like that.
As long as you give them the money.
And then Nintendo, they've dabbled a little in streaming. They did the Resident Evil and Assassin's Creed. They streamed those. But so far, every streaming game has also had a physical counterpart, or like a part that you can buy and download. So it'll be interesting to see if Stadia even takes off and is like a thing or not.
Ouya 2. That's
what a lot of people kept saying, and I don't agree with that saying, because
it'll actually have games.
Well, A, it'll have games, and B, Ouya wasn't it was an all digital box, but it wasn't streaming games. Ouya would explode if it tried to load in a fucking feather from Assassin's Creed. So that's the difference.
Well, you could make your own games on it.
Yeah, well, I think that's why people are saying Ouya also, because this was a developer conference, so they did go a lot into how you can like you can use our things to make your own games and stuff. And they kept talking about like making the games. They didn't show any games. So a lot of people were like, oh, it's just like the Ouya. It's like, yeah, but this was a developer conference, so they're talking to developers. I think that's the difference.
I don't know, Atari VCS all the way.
They did say more information is coming this summer. So is that E3?
Probably not.
Probably not, but you never know. PlayStation's gone from E3. EA's gone from E3.
I guess who else is going to be
So,
there?
like, you got Xbox, you got Ubisoft, Bethesda. Maybe throw in a Google.
I mean, Nintendo will probably have something on the show.
Oh, yeah, Nintendo, too. I forgot. Nintendo will have their Direct, probably.
But I mean, like, just on the show floor, they'll have
that too.
demos.
Mm-hmm. So, hopefully that'll... There we go. It's unpaused. Okay.
Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, Metroid Prime 4. Whenever that's coming out.
Next month.
But I only hope for the best.
You know, Retro, they did such a good job that before Reggie Fils-Aimé, retired, they made me a copy of Metroid Prime 4.
You know, for the
and I'm going to give it away. It's just, and all you need to do is give me your parents' credit card number, the expiration date, and 3 digits on the back.
That's all you have to do. Guys, get on it. Let's go. All right, so yeah, that's basically all we have to say about Stadia. I'm more of a wait and see, but I'm excited about it. I think streaming has a future to coexist with physical media because I never want physical media to go away because that is how we lose things and that's how we...
I don't know. I just want better internet before then. Hey, Google, why don't you just...
True.
Everybody Google Fiber before you do that.
True, and they tried.
Yeah.
They were trying, but they kept getting blocked by AT&T and everything else on Earth. Kansas City has Google Fiber.
I think they're the last city that has it.
I think so. They might be. But I do know that I was playing PlayStation Now today, streaming it, and I got around 26 megabytes per second download speed, and about 17 up. I think it's the download speed that matters. And
Well, you need a good upload for the input.
yeah. So I had about 18 megabyte upload and then 26 download. And there was about no stuttering. There's a little stuttering at the beginning. I was playing God of War 3
Okay.
because I don't know. I don't know. I think it was the remastered ones and whatnot. That's the one that's on PlayStation now. And then I tried Street Fighter 4, played that online, and that worked flawlessly.
Online game online.
I was playing an online game online, and then I played Street Fighter Puzzles 2 or something. I don't know. It was like a Puya game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on the PlayStation Classic.
Yeah,
I picked that over Crash Bandicoot.
That was interesting, and that was But yeah, God of War stuttered a little at the beginning, but once it like got that connection, I played that for about an hour, and it was pretty good. I didn't recognize any like lag or stuttering or tearing or anything. It looked great, sounded great, and then with other games, I didn't notice anything at all. So, but that was on my internet on a desktop. So we'll have to see about TVs because TVs don't have as great Wi-Fi cables, and then on phones,
TV doesn't even want to launch YouTube most of the time.
Exactly. So we'll just have to wait and see how all this is going to work and how like switching between screens, how well that's going to work and stuff like that. But I'm excited for the future. I'm excited to see where this all takes us. All right, moving on. We have. You want to go Nintendo or PlayStation?
Flip a coin.
Flip a coin? I don't have a coin. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. We'll talk about PlayStation first because there's less news about that. Actually, there's not much news. PlayStation had a new conference style thing today. They had this like, people are calling it the Nintendo Direct of PlayStation. It's called the State of Play, and I didn't get to watch it, but I did see that they announced, or maybe not announced, but they showed off some VR games. I think they showed off
Iron Man VR.
like 10. Maybe, I'm not sure.
That was one of the ones that was announced today. I saw.
Was it? So they probably showed that off there. They talked. I think they showed another Days Gone trailer, which I'm interested in. Days Gone. Not sure how interested in Days Gone I am.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just sick of zombie games, honestly.
Yeah, that's the only thing. The story interests me because it's all about a guy and he's on a motorcycle and it's in Oregon or Washington. It's like
one of the most interesting
Northwest, so you got all those tall trees and it's really damp and wet and it's dank. Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's VR revealed. So there's that.
Right.
That's gonna be terrifying.
Did it take this long to get it?
Let's see. Rundown right here. Mortal Kombat 11 trailer shows off younger version of characters because apparently there's time travel in that game.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Days Gone footage. Concrete
New
Genie. Whatever Concrete Genie is. That's
It's the new Will Smith game.
Observation. Not sure what that is. Blood and Truth by London Studios. I think those are the guys that did that one heist game.
Payday?
No.
No.
No. I think the London heist. I think that's what they did, but I'm not sure. Ready, Set, Heroes, No Man's Sky Beyond with PSVR support. So No Man's Sky has PSVR support finally.
Wait, does that mean it's a sequel to No Man's Sky?
No. Have you not heard about this? No Man's Sky, they announced, I think, 3 major updates coming. And there's like a big multiplayer update. There's some other updates that they're going to do more things. But apparently the game's like really good now, and they just keep adding on to it. But yeah, they have VR support now, which is cool because I think that game was made for VR.
Yeah.
Iron Man VR. Yep, that was.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, and hopefully,
He freaking punches a missile out of the sky.
hopefully he punches a missile out of the sky and punches a tank. And I think that's it. So yeah, some cool things announced there. I'll definitely be getting the Iron Man game for sure, and the Five Nights at Freddy's game probably.
I'm just really hoping the Iron Man game isn't like a 10-minute experience.
Yeah, I don't want to experience. I think we're
like Arkham.
I think we're too far away now. Arkham was passable because it was a launch game, but we're over 2 years into the PlayStation VR life now, and I think we're past the experiences, and now we need full-on games.
Because I was thinking, like when they show the gameplay trailer, it goes from him in an airplane, and then Ghost from the villain, quote unquote, from Ant-Man and the Wasp. She blows up his airplane, so he gets sucked out, and then gets his Iron Man suit on, and then flies around for a bit, some things, and then goes back to the plane.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that's not it.
Yeah, hopefully that's level 1 of 10 or something. Because even if it was only like a 5-hour game, I'd be good with that.
How great would it be if there was a part of that game where you get in the Hulkbuster armor and fight the Hulk?
That would be really cool.
I would love that.
It would be.
It's not gonna happen, but I love it.
It might happen. You never know. We got Spider-Man, and that was from the Marvel games.
The Hulk wasn't in that game.
Well, no, but I'm saying it was great. Spider-Man was great.
Yeah.
So hopefully this Iron Man game, even though it's just VR.
Sony exclusive Marvel game.
It is, isn't it? And it's the second Marvel game to come out. Still don't know where Avengers is.
I wonder if that's going to be tied into that universe at all.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they said at the beginning they're not doing the combined universe thing for all the video games because it'd just be too difficult since there's so many of them.
What's going on with that Square Enix Marvel game?
The Avengers game?
Yeah.
No one really knows.
Is it hanging out with Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Yeah, I think they drank a little too much at the bar and they're late for work, so...
Yeah.
We're just going to have to wait till later to see if they kept their jobs or not and how long the hangover will last because Final Fantasy VII Remake, dude, I'm telling you, that's one of my most anticipated games.
Never coming out.
It's
the new Kingdom Hearts.
It's going to come out.
Kingdom Hearts 3 finally came out, so you have to have another game from Square Enix that's never going to come out.
It's going to come out when Persona 5 for the Switch comes out. Talking about Persona 5, Andrew Way, Persona 5 The Royal was announced. Did you see any of this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw the trailer? What do you think? Okay, so in case you didn't see the trailer, it shows a girl in the Shujin Academy uniform, the school that the characters from Persona 5 go to, and she's standing like in a crowd or something in a city, right? Yeah. And there's this voice talking to her, this Japanese voice. And there's some interesting things I heard. So, first off, I heard that the voice translated is saying like, so what do you think about these Phantom Thieves? And then she's responding with like, I like that people are doing good, but I'm not a fan of them. And then also, people were saying that the uniform she's wearing is the same as a freshman uniform. So when I first saw it, I thought it was
a sequel.
So that's the thing. When I first saw it, I thought they were gonna do like a thing where it was like Persona 3 Portable, where you just play as a female. And I would have been fine with that because I like the different perspective on all the things. But with this talking about it, what do you think? Do you think it's going to be like a sequel or
Well, the thing is,
maybe a spin-off or
if it's a sequel using the same engine and the same environments from Persona 5, then they could easily do that in the amount of time they've had since it came out.
you think so? Because there'd have to be new dungeons, right? And
If it
there
was something like a Lost Legacy kind of thing, like Uncharted, or
So
it's just like a it's or kind of like that trend we've been having of the not sequels, like with Far Cry New Dawn.
Oh, and then like Left Behind for The Last of Us and stuff
Yeah.
like that, where it's like, so something that's the
like a
same.
pseudo-sequel.
It's the same game, but it's different, and then it's not as big. Do you think this is going to be as big as Persona 5? Do you think it'll be long? Because Persona 5 was about 100 hours in gameplay.
And I gotta wonder if it will come with Persona 5.
So like, if this will be like at the beginning, do you want to play Persona 5 Vanilla or Persona 5 the Royal? Because
It could be something that takes place at the same time as, or after, or maybe leading up to, or
definitely the Phantom Thieves are established already because they talk about what do you think about them. So wherever it starts in at least like May of the actual game, because that's when Kamoshida was taken down, and that's when everyone knew what the Phantom Thieves were. So
and
yeah,
from what I remember, you don't make it to the end of the school year in Persona 5, do you?
you do.
You do?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No spoilers, but something happens. You beat the game, and then it does like a little time jump, and you do make it to the end of the year.
Could take place in that time jump.
It does, because well, it could.
I mean,
I'm not saying it does. It
You're just
could.
saying it does. I know.
Because at the end
My
of
dad works at Atlas.
at the end of 5, slight spoilers, the group is still together.
Okay.
They're not.
It could be the next year.
Yeah, it could be too. They could be seniors now, and then you're playing the next year as the girl. Because at the end, I don't remember what they say, but they're saying like, "We are troublemakers" or something. Because I think the cops were watching them, and then like Morgana went over and like took a piece out of their car, so they couldn't follow them. And then they went off to like the beach or something. But the group is still together.
Okay.
So the Phantom Thieves, as we know it now, still exists. It's not like in Persona 4 when the
Just goes home.
investigation team breaks up at the end, and then the main character
And then
goes
they have
home.
2 more games that somehow take place after that.
He just keeps visiting.
Yeah.
3, 4, because
4?
or
Oh,
Q.
dancing.
Well, Q was, I guess Q's during the game. It's not after.
It's dancing in the 2 arena games.
Oh, dancing. Yeah, both. No, just Persona 4 dancing. Yeah, and then 2 arenas, so 3. They all take place after. Cause wow, you just gotta make sequels.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
think it still could be a fighting game with a female protagonist.
you think so? You think the Royal would be a fighting game? I think.
I mean, not the way they're advertising it.
Yeah,
now,
I
but,
think if
like,
it was a fighting game, they would have like.
unless it was Persona 5 the Royale.
Yeah, maybe it's a battle.
In the stream.
Oh, well, they can hear you now. But yeah, I don't think it's a fighting game. I think it is more of like a Persona 4 Golden or Persona 3 Fez or something like that. And I'm
Because Fez was like, wasn't it like the rest of 3 in Japan?
yeah. So Fez
It could be that.
Fez was the epilogue of 3. What happened after the events of 3, and it could be like that. Except in that one, the only thing that's throwing me off is that this is a new character, and they're showing this new character, and maybe I don't know. In 5 the Royale, it is like Fez, and you do play as Joker and the team, and then she's just an antagonist now.
Yeah.
Like she gets a power, and then she's kind of like an Adachi character or something.
Yeah.
That's fighting you with the same powers. But it's weird to make another game like that. I think
Could be a visual novel.
it could be a visual. That's true. That is true. Everything that we know about it, we know nothing about it. It could be a dancing game, could be a fighting game, it could
Well,
be
they
a
just did
visual
Persona
novel.
5 dancing game.
Yeah, so it's probably not the dancing game, but it doesn't have to be an RPG.
Yeah.
I hope it's an RPG. Because I think that would be more interesting, and I don't know, I just like that gameplay better. It was such a stylized world, and it had such a good gameplay hook to it.
So, do you think when it comes to the West, they'll call it the Royal or just Persona 5 Royal?
Probably Royal. They don't, but I think same with Golden. Like it was called the Golden in Japan, and they dropped the because it just sounds weird here. So they'll probably just call it Persona 5 Royal, whatever it is. But I'm interested. More news on that in April when
We get another teaser.
Persona 5 or not Persona 5, the Persona Live music thing happens. There's a concert in April, and they'll
Maybe
be
they're just
showing.
announcing that the Phantom Thieves are touring.
Maybe that's where we got the first trailer for Persona 5 was at the concert.
Or
So,
maybe they're saying that it's actually going to be her in Smash and not Joker. It was a lie the whole time.
I think someone data mined in Smash, and granted, people data mine all the time, and that doesn't really lead to anything. But people were data mining, and I'm pretty sure I heard that they did see like an alternate Joker that had a ponytail.
Ooh.
So she could be a fighter in Smash, which would be interesting as an alternate skin for Joker.
Yeah.
Which, if that's, I don't want to read too much in that because I honestly believe that Smash characters have nothing to correlate with game announcements. Kind of like people are like, oh, Joker's in Smash and they're doing a Persona 5 thing, so Persona 5's coming to Switch. I'm like, no, I don't believe any of that has to do with
I mean,
anything.
it was pretty convenient timing.
It was convenient timing, but I don't think it
Would have been great.
had anything to do with it. It was kind of like when Cloud came to Smash. People were like, oh, Final Fantasy VII is coming to Nintendo. It did 5 years later.
Yeah.
5 years. So maybe in 5 years we'll get Persona
Who
5
knows,
on the
maybe
Switch.
It would have been a success if it would have came out sooner.
Yeah, probably not. No. But it literally came to everything else before Nintendo. Like, you can play that damn game on your
Final Fantasy hasn't
mobile.
been on a Nintendo console in years.
15 was... No, it wasn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. But now they're bringing them all
I mean,
over,
they
though.
had the portable games, but like they didn't actually have like the main they
The
only went up to
mainline
6.
ones. Yeah.
And now we're finally getting the rest of them.
You're getting... No, not 8.
Except for 8.
You're not getting 8.
Yeah.
Screw 8. 8's
So
a
I've heard
good
that
game,
it's,
by the way.
it's still better to play those Final Fantasy games on PC because you could mod it to make the textures look really nice and crisp.
Yeah, you can change certain things to make like the grind a little better and stuff.
Like they have this like machine learning AI that has read all of the textures and upscaled them and make them look like as good as they possibly could. Because I guess they lost that art that was the background art for those games, and it looks almost as if they still had them and made it like. And recently they did that with Metroid Prime 2 as well. They went through, had that machine learning scan all the environments, and it looks incredible.
Yeah. A lot of those old Japanese games, the original files have been lost, and the original artwork and stuff has been lost. So that's the thing. People are thinking with 8, like maybe the source code's gone or something. So if they were to bring that over, they would have to rebuild it for the Switch.
That would suck.
And then also,
Plus, they have all those natural disasters over there.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of lost data.
like so much was lost in 2012 and things like that. But
That was the real end of the world.
for some people, yeah, that was really the end of the world. But hopefully 8 will come to Nintendo consoles sometimes. There's also some like licensing for music and stuff. So who knows?
It's like Sonic the Hedgehog 3, where Sega just wants to not admit that game exists.
But let's hope that one day it will arrive. But you know what is going to arrive soon? Some Nintendo games from the Nindies event. So you
Cuphead!
you didn't watch the Nindies, right?
I'm gonna need another Switch.
But you did see that Cuphead is coming to the Switch.
Yeah.
Did you see anything else?
Not that I can recall.
Okay, I'm gonna do a quick rundown of the games, and if any of these sound interesting, just shout out, like tell me, whoa, what's that or something, because all descriptions. But I'm just going through names. So first was Cuphead,
Yeah, Cuphead.
which we know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Stranger Things 3, the game.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I remember they announced that a while ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it just didn't look great.
Yeah, it's like
It
a
looks stupid.
16-bit style game, and
It's it looks like old school Grand Theft Auto perspective.
like GTA 1 or 2.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. I don't like that style of game. I mean, it may be good, may have a good story. I don't know.
I don't know. It's
That's not for
releasing on the same day as Stranger Things 3 season 3 though, so I guess we'll see.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm still confused. Does it take place like leading up to it, or does it take place during it, or
I'm not sure. I guess we just have to wait and find out. Red Lantern.
Red Lantern?
Not sure what that is about.
Lantern?
Something about a mushroom and 5 sled dogs, and I don't know, something about fighting through the wilderness. Sounds interesting.
Anything to do with Green Lantern?
Hopefully. Rad,
that's
Double
kinda
Fine
cool.
game. published by Bandai Namco, some roguelike game.
Yeah, look into that.
Katana Zero, Devolver Digital,
Oh, it's
good
Devolver.
publisher.
Check that out.
It's probably a good game. Nuclear
that
Throne.
game Ape Out. Have you played that? Ever seen anything
I
about
have
that?
not played that, but I've seen it, and
It's
it looks
really
great. It looks
It's
awesome.
really cool. Devolver's got some good games.
Nuclear Throne.
I've never heard of it.
Not sure. It launched on PS4 and Vita and PC in 2015, though, so there's that.
That's why the Vita died.
Super Crate Box. Not sure. Vlambeer Arcade with Ultra Bugs. That's a great name. My Friend Pedro. You've heard about this game, right?
What?
That's another Devolver game.
I thought you were about to say something like My Friend Pedro.
No. No, the game's called My Friend Pedro, and it's like a 2D style.
I was about to say, like, you have a friend named Pedro?
No. It's a 2D style, like wacky, crazy shooter type thing. It's hard to explain, but it looked very crazy, very fun, very like off the walls. Like there's a scene I remember they threw up a frying pan and they shot the frying pan and the bullets were going everywhere, killing people. So it was bouncing off that. And it's like it just looks creative and fun.
Okay.
Creature in the Well. Not sure. Some puzzle. I don't know. It's launched this summer. Blaster Master Zero 2
Ooh.
is coming out.
I was upset because someone I follow on Twitter was giving away free codes for that, and I completely missed it. I wouldn't have won, but like,
You never
I
know.
liked a shot.
Pine.
I love the first Blaster Master and Blaster Master Zero.
Oh,
Blaster Master Zero was just Blaster Master.
This Pine stages a war between anthropomorphized moose, foxes, and alligators.
Well,
5
that's a
different
pretty good-
factions do battle across 6 biomes, and you'll have to harvest and craft your wares to take the other tribes. That sounds interesting. I might have to keep a lookout for
That
that.
sounds familiar.
Bloodroots is a game. Overland is a game. Darkwood is a game. Neocab is a game. Any of these doing it for you? Swim Sanity. And then the last one, I think you'll like,
It's Cuphead.
is a new Zelda game was announced.
Oh yeah.
And it is called Cadence of Hyrule. It is a Crypt of the Necrodancer style game, but with Zelda characters. And you can play as Link and Princess Zelda.
Oh my gosh.
And I think it takes place in the world of Hyrule. And it has like bosses that look based off Zelda bosses and stuff. It looks very
I
awesome.
didn't even hear about that.
So,
I thought you were gonna start talking about Link's Awakening, but then you told me
nope,
about this.
nope. So the little blurb right here says, Brace Yourself Games is making this spin-off following up to its 2015 indie hit. Cadence of Hyrule takes the familiar rhythm gameplay from Crypt of the Necrodancer, but this time Cadence finds herself in the land of Hyrule, assisted by Nintendo's Link and Zelda. It is coming this spring. And if you look at the trailer, you can tell it looks like Hyrule. The enemies look like Zelda enemies. The bosses look like bosses, but it all has that rhythm type gameplay that is in Crypt of the Necrodancer. And I believe that the girl is from Crypt of the Necrodancer is in there too. Cadence. Or no, not Cadence. I don't know her name. Oh yeah, no, Cadence. Cadence finds herself, so yeah. So it looked very cool. And I'm interested. Very interested. New Zelda game coming out this year. Well, I guess that's 2 because Link's Awakening. The remake is also coming out this year.
So I want that.
Yeah. I really wish that they would have done that thing where we was talking about making a Breath of the Wild 2. Like, give us the same world, but, like, add some things. Maybe add some cities or towns or stuff, and then make a new quest in there and have it, like, take place 100 years in the future or the past or something.
Cool.
I think that would have been really
I would
cool.
like a Zelda game with more advanced technology in the world.
Yeah, so
Kind of
like
like how they like envisioned it to be was how like what Zelda 1 was like, but Link was this link between the past and the future.
kind of like
the Triforce was like this digital thing.
So
you had to collect the pieces for.
So kind of like in Breath of the Wild, Zelda was researching all the technology to make Hyrule more advanced in technology.
Yeah.
So maybe like
So
a
I'm wondering
future
if,
where
like,
that
that's-
worked out,
Yeah.
and then
And
have.
I think that's where
yeah.
they got the like that's why there's so much of that in there is because they were trying to harken back to like the old style Zelda games with that one.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the open world like Zelda 1 and a lot of technology kind of like not exactly how they envisioned it for that game, but it makes me think that they
Modernized
figured
it.
about that.
They made it make sense in the world that Zelda has.
And there's no time travel.
Yeah, which I mean
They did that already.
they've done time travel plenty of times. So, I mean, it would have been cool if they did. If you could have actually time traveled back 100 years, that would have been kind of cool. But I understand why they didn't. That game was massive enough as it is. You didn't need to go back and forth in time. And then like maybe there's Korok seed here in the future, but not in the past. We don't need to deal with all that stuff. That would have been too
Like
much.
the golden skulltulas.
Yeah, just like
Just imagine golden skulltulas.
except
in Breath
there
of the Wild.
are only what 50, 100 of those,
Yeah.
something like that. Not 900. But
Get a
yeah.
poop for doing that.
Yeah, it's a great reward. Keeping with Nintendo, there isn't really any news about this, but you wanted to talk about Animal Crossing a little bit.
Yes.
I recently went out to a game store and got Animal Crossing, the one for GameCube. And I've been playing that. My only touchstone to Animal Crossing before that was New Leaf. So having this one now, the older version, and right when you start the game, Tom Nook has you do all these quests and chores and stuff. And I haven't played New Leaf in a while, but if I'm remembering correctly, you don't have to do any of that stuff, right?
No, because you are basically in charge of your town.
Yeah,
Rather than,
yeah.
So like you get to make more so decisions about your town and the things that go into it more so than cleaning up and tidying or doing random
Like
tasks
fetch
for
quests
people.
and tasks
Like
and
they still
stuff.
have some of that stuff in the game, but it's not as.
But none of
prevalent.
it's mandatory, right?
No.
So
I mean, it does. There is still the satisfaction of your villagers you gotta look out for.
Yeah.
Which that helps with.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's you're mostly just a town management, which I hope they keep in the Switch one.
yeah,
'Cause I
so
like that.
so going off that, so like looking at the GameCube one where you had to do quests and stuff, and they forced you to, and then looking at New Leaf, we know a new Animal Crossing is coming out this year. Pretty sure this year.
Unless they cancel it and restart development from scratch.
Unless they cancel and restart development from scratch, then I'll see you in 2023. But hopefully this year we're getting a new Animal Crossing game. What are you wanting to see from that? Are you wanting to see more of a New Leaf, like where you're in charge, or
Yes.
see like a GameCube one where you're just a villager, or maybe like a mix of both, or maybe they give you a choice?
See, I would like it to stay with the New Leaf route they've been on, and I would also love to see online multiplayer with like you can invite your friends. I mean, they kind of have that in some of the Animal Crossing games, but like I want it to be sort of how like Stardew Valley is.
So like they
Where you
come
can-
over,
yeah.
and then they can like
They have like their own home.
oh, so they have their own home in the
Yeah.
village and stuff. That's
And
interesting.
maybe like the people that come to your town can be like the villager of old, while you, as the owner of the town, are the one who does all the city stuff.
That'd be interesting. So like if you're visiting somewhere, then you're just doing tasks and stuff, but you're still getting like, I don't know, special items or something,
Yeah.
maybe experience. Maybe they'll have a
Because
level up
the thing in
system.
Animal Crossing is that every world has a different fruit in it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get fruit by doing multiple like things, but like the best way to get all the fruits in your town is to go to other people's villages and get them.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's like, I think that's the main thing.
Because I like the hook of Animal Crossing where there isn't really a hook. All you're really doing is adulting, and you're paying off your house loan, and you're going to work, and you're doing chores, and you're just like catching beetles to get an insane
I
amount
also
of
want
money.
this game to look beautiful.
No, it's.
I want it
mean,
to look beautiful.
no doubt. New Leaf, I think, actually looks really good for
It
what
looks
it's on.
great, but like I just want it to like think of the lighting engine from that Link's Awakening.
Yeah. It'll probably look something a lot like Link's Awakening, actually. I could see that cartoony, artistic style bleeding into Animal Crossing and really giving it that, like, rounded edge for all the character models and stuff.
And I want 40 more amiibos.
Yeah. Which would you rather have? Would you rather have, like, a Link's Awakening art style where everything's more rounded, or would you rather have, like, think of the Pokemon movie where all the Pokemon look realistic?
I don't want that.
Which would you want them to go like the more cartoony route? Yeah, I think.
Realistic doesn't work in Animal Crossing.
Yeah, and
It
I
would
think
look
that's
terrifying.
the way they'll go too. Keep it more like I hate saying childish, but more kiddish,
I'm
kid
thinking
friendly.
it'll be like Mario, whereas they don't try to make it realistic. They just keep him in that cartoony look, so they're not gonna.
He's got all those hairs though. He's got all the strands of
I
hairs.
don't think they'll do that with all the.
Yeah,
Because that's one person.
yeah, and
That's
that's
just a head of hair.
yeah,
versus
and none of the
all
enemy
animals.
and none of the animals
And
or enemies.
I would like it, an insane amount of possibilities involving which villagers you can get in your town.
I would like some way to curate what villagers are in your town. So like if I wanted specific villagers in there, I could get the specific ones.
I want a true character customization with this one.
Where you
Rather
customize your own character?
Yeah, rather than it being based on how you answer the questions at the beginning.
Yeah, that'd be cool. It would probably keep the same style of character as they have in all the games, but
it just means like in Happy Home Designer, you can more or less customize your villager in that.
Yeah.
And I would like something like kind of like how Pokemon does it, where it's you just have like kind of a basic character you could pick from.
three options for
But
each
like,
thing.
But like, since in Pokemon you can get some stuff as you go to customize yourself, just give you some preset stuff at the beginning. Not so much clothes, but just like facial features and hair.
Yeah.
Hair's the big thing. I just want a different hairstyle.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they'd need to. I mean, they don't need to. They could put New Leaf and call it New Leaf 2 or whatever. Animal Crossing Newer Leaf, and people would buy
Do you
it.
think they'll even continue doing the villager? Maybe make you play as an animal this time?
No, you'll probably be the villager because I think that's part of the appeal is you're just this human in this weird animal world where they all talk and they all have this
Isabel will be
town.
back.
Isabel will be back. I believe that she will be back along with Tom Nook and
She's a new recurring character.
yeah, she's too big. I mean, she's in Smash.
Yeah.
So I think
Well, she's busy with Smash. She can't be an Animal Crossing.
it's true, but I think she is a big enough character to maybe not even be like a main character, but she's going to be in the game someplace.
You think Tortimer will come back?
I do not know. Maybe. I'm gonna put a maybe on that. Is that the frog?
No, that's the tortoise.
Oh, the
like
tortoise.
The old man mayor.
Oh, the old man. Oh yeah. No, he's dead. He got hit by a car. Ran over by the train at the station. He was just trying to cross it and he's too slow. But that singing frog definitely going to be back. The one on the boat, yeah, he's going to be back.
Oh, that's like Kappa or Koopa.
Yeah, it would be cooler actually. I liked how you went on the boat and went to the different island to get the other stuff. If they could have a more open,
I think it was Captain. Yeah, his name was Captain.
Yeah, I think so. Captain. I don't want an open world game, but I want more areas to explore.
I would like a bigger village. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I would like. I understand like all the games have had that like rounded world, like when you run up, it's like you can see the curve. Mm-hmm. Maybe just flatten that out.
It was a little less in the 3DS, especially if you go back to the original one and then play the newer one. You're like, they really have like flattened it out a bit and made it not as curved because it used to look like walking on the edge of the earth.
As well. A free camera would be cool.
So maybe like turn it around and see all the different viewpoints of the village. Yeah,
because you can only see the sky in
New
Leaf,
Leaf.
I think.
Yeah.
If you press down, that's what the sky, so you see
Yeah.
fireworks and stuff.
So that would be cool. More camera options, more village, more items for your village, more customization for your village. Add like new buildings and stuff. When they get skyscrapers, they won't because that's a city at that point.
Yeah,
but hey,
folk.
city folk, they kind of did it once before.
But the thing, I would like something because they added scuba diving, and to an extent in New Leaf. I think it'd be cool if you could actually like go underwater and look for stuff rather than just like diving in dark spots.
Or maybe like build houses underwater and have underwater houses.
Maybe. And you could have underwater villagers. That'd be kind of cool.
Or underwater. Yeah, I mean, they're animals, right?
Yeah.
So why not have like shark villagers and stuff like that or jellyfish villagers?
Sharks.
Huh?
But you catch sharks.
Do you catch sharks?
Yeah.
It's kind of messed
That'd
up
be
now. But yeah, I mean, there's creative things that they could do. But what I was talking about was like,
split Inkling boy and girl.
Nope.
That lives underwater.
nope, let's not have that. But like, you went to the island, so why not this time have like
And Link will be there.
a mountain area that you visit and like go up into the mountains and you find stuff
they
there.
did have the campsite in New Leaf, which was cool.
Yeah. So they've kind of done it, but now that they have a quote unquote real console, they're not on a handheld anymore. They're on a home console that is also a handheld.
It's the first time since the Wii,
Yeah. So
if you don't count Vivo Festival.
they have no one counts that. So they have more to do, more power, and I'm expecting a lot because New Leaf came out a long time ago.
It's like 2013.
It's been 6 years.
Yeah.
So they've been working on this game. You'd think at least 5.
Maybe 2012. I don't know, I'm pretty sure it was.
It was one of the first
It
games.
was one of the close to launch titles. I think. No, it would have been 2013. It would have been the year after
Yeah,
like, 3
I
years
think
from
it was
now.
2013. I mean, I have a phone right here that I could check, but I'm not going to check.
So no, the Welcome Amiibo came out in 2016. I'm pretty sure that was 3 years after.
Yeah. So that's what we want from Animal Crossing. We're expecting big things. I had this one more segment right here called New Games. Just talking about games that we've been playing that have released this year. But I mean, I've played Resident Evil 2. I think it's great, amazing. Division 2, I'm in the middle of it now. It's great the first 20 hours, and it gets pretty repetitive. But I'm playing by myself, so that's probably why. Anthem, that seems like a mess. Neither of us touched it.
We played the demo.
We played the demo.
Yeah, the demo. It was called demo. Yeah, it pretty much told me exactly what the game was going to be like, and then I wasn't surprised when everybody was freaking out that the game was bad.
Yeah, it was like, we played that, and even then we were like, this doesn't feel right. It's
Feels
just
like a beta.
Yeah, it felt like a beta, and we get that it was an early demo, but it was like 2 weeks away. And
Yeah,
it shouldn't have felt like that.
That should be representative of the final product.
And also, we could see what game it was going to be, and I honestly had no hope after Andromeda. I was just like,
BioWare's dead.
I was like, I don't believe in BioWare after. You know what BioWare needs to do?
13.
They just need to make an HD trilogy of the Mass Effect trilogy, and then they'll be back up on top for everybody again. That's all they got to do.
Yeah. Or why don't they just make another Knights of the Old Republic?
Or they could do that. I mean, they're still running the Old Republic, the MMO. That's still going on. They're still doing expansions for it.
I love that it's still going on, yet it's not canon.
Yeah, it's just a game. It's just an MMO.
Is that EA? Like
Yeah,
BioWare?
that's BioWare. That is BioWare
Really?
proper. Yeah, that's what really annoys me. Are people like, this is BioWare's first attempt at a multiplayer game? Like, no, it's not. They've been running one of the biggest MMOs for like the last 10 years. Not 10 years, but like, well, close to 10 years
Like
now.
a Warcraft style game, while this is a more of a Destiny style game.
Yeah, but the whole thing was like, people were giving them slack, like, oh, the servers are bad. It's because of the most. Like, no, it's not. Yeah. They've done this before. They've been doing this. They're still technically doing this. So it's like, people forget that BioWare makes other games, and also, people are saying BioWare's bad. Wasn't Dragon Age Inquisition good? Didn't people like that?
Yeah, people like it.
Yeah, and a new Dragon Age game is coming out.
What about Sonic Chronicles?
People just have like selective picking, like, oh, ever since EA bought them, they've only released garbage. Like, that's not true. Mass Effect was great. Mass Effect 2 was great.
They released Sonic Chronicles before EA bought them.
That was great.
I think. I don't think they would have been able to do it if EA owned them.
Yeah, no, I don't. It was before. It was before, because they've only released Mass Effect in Dragon Age since EA bought, and the Star Wars one.
Okay.
Since EA, and now Anthem. So they haven't done much. I don't think. I can't remember. But yeah, and then the last game was Dead or Alive 6, which I put in, I don't know, 20 hours. I liked it.
Yeah.
It was fun. I almost platinumed it, but those combo challenges, I literally have to do 2 more combo challenges, but it's too hard. So I think I'm not going to get the platinum in it forever.
Yeah.
Even though I've won 50 online matches and everything.
I don't think I've played a single new game this year.
No? I haven't even... Well, you played a little of Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, but like I haven't bought a game this year.
Yeah.
I don't like, not that I can think of.
A lot of...
Like, I bought some music game. I bought Nier. Excited to play that for the first time.
Original Nier is pretty good.
It's not backwards compatible though, so fuck me.
Yeah, a lot of games have been releasing, but I've noticed, like, I mean, not Mass Effect. Resident Evil 2 was great. Kingdom Hearts 3, I guess Kingdom Hearts fans loved it. I didn't like it. I played 10 hours of it. I thought it was garbage.
I still want to play it.
Metro.
It's like a guilty pleasure. I don't know why. I just like the Disney crap.
I mean, hey, it's either for you or it's not for you. That's how I see it, and it's not for me for sure.
I like the music.
Metro released. That was good.
Metroid?
Metro Exodus. People said that was really good. Division 2, pretty good. It seems like the first live service game that's released and hasn't been broken at launch and actually has content. Like, it's starting to get repetitive now, but the first 24 hours it wasn't, and I haven't even gotten to the end game and stuff, so...
Hopefully it's not like an Anthem boss.
Yeah, hopefully not. I can't really think of any other new games. A lot of disappointing games, though.
We got Sekiro.
They have
that yet, but it looks great.
Sekiro released Friday.
Beautiful.
We haven't played that yet, but that looks very good. If you're into the Souls types of games, which
It's a Miyazaki game. If you like his games, then
Exactly. Even if you don't like them, I think you can appreciate them for what they are. Like, they're the worlds that they build alone, and the like design of
combat
everything,
system.
and the combat. It's so good.
it's just. I mean, he really did revolutionize the industry more than I think
People,
people give him credit for.
yeah, for
Because
sure.
like everything's like it's like Dark Souls. Hey, look, it's like Dark Souls.
It's really become a
This is
genre.
Dark
It's
Souls.
become a genre.
Yeah.
Very hard game, which I guess Ninja Gaiden. You could say Dark Souls is the Ninja Gaiden of games,
Castlevania.
or Castlevania. Yeah, it's the old school style tough.
Yeah.
But that combat alone,
Doesn't
like
hold your hand.
the dodging, and then like the just incredibly powerful
It's
bosses.
super satisfying.
Yeah. Anyways, to close this podcast out, in case we don't do this again for a year, which I don't plan on waiting that long, but you never know. What's your most anticipated game for the year?
Probably, honestly, Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
If that comes out.
Yeah. Like, I can't think of another game I want to play right now that isn't out.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to Judgment, the Yakuza world game. It's not a Yakuza game, but
they fired that guy.
it's basically Yakuza. Yeah, that was a whole.
That's sacrilege.
Shouldn't have done the cocaine. But I think if not
On
Judgment,
the Devil's Snow.
if Persona 5 Royal comes out this year, then it's obviously that. If not, then Judgment is my most anticipated game.
I still see Persona 5. If that comes out this year, it'll come out in Japan this year.
Yeah, it won't.
Not here.
I don't think it's going to come out in the United States this year. And with that Atlas's track record, it's probably not going to come out in Japan until December of 2020. They'll say this year, push it back again. Even if it's a spin-off or a remake or whatever, it's still going to take
$500 worth of DLC.
Yeah, no shit. Gosh, thanks Sega. Also Catherine. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, you know.
That looks interesting.
I played Catherine.
Yeah, and it's just like an add-on thing, but the new girl looks cool. New girls look cool.
Could that be the Persona?
Maybe.
You just Persona
Maybe.
with a new girl.
Maybe. Just one more social link. Buy the game
Yeah.
again. Thanks. It could be that, honestly.
Honestly,
It could. If they did that and like threw in a dungeon,
Yeah.
I mean, that's Persona 4 Golden. They added Marie, threw in an extra dungeon. That was it.
Yeah.
So why
There you
not?
go. It came out way sooner.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because 2008 is when Persona 4 came out in 2013. So 5 years. It's only been 2 years since. 3 technically. 3 because it came out in 2016 in Japan. We're getting there. If it takes the Atlas timeline, it will release in 2 years. So it will be 5 years.
We've had 2 Persona games in the time that we still haven't got a single Halo game.
Yeah, technically. Well, if you count the spin-offs. Because if we count the spin-offs, it's a lot more.
Yeah.
And Q2, it's coming out in June. So, anyways.
On the 3DS. Let it die.
I know. It should have just made it on the Switch. Thanks for listening to this podcast. Thanks for watching if you're on YouTube. Sorry for not seeing our beautiful faces, but we couldn't do that this time. Didn't have a camera set up. If you like this podcast, make sure to give us a like on YouTube or to give us a review on iTunes and tell us how much you love this video gaming podcast. Leave a comment if you would like to leave a comment about anything that we talked about today. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We have this new series called Meme Boys. It's probably not going to last long, but it's a thing that I did and it's a thing that we're doing. So, I mean, if you like that, good for you. It's a thing for sure. Check out the latest gameplays, which there aren't really many of. Check out the unboxings and stuff like that. Let me know what you would like to see more of. I know a lot of you liked the Detroit unboxing, and a lot of you liked the Persona videos and stuff like that. I have you guys commenting on a lot of videos saying you want more of that stuff. So let me know what specifically you would like to see and what you would like to hear us talk about more. More Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation. We didn't really touch on Xbox at all this time. So
What's there to say?
yeah, exactly. It's like Crackdown 3. Crackdown 3 review. I didn't play it. Didn't play it. Old Spice. Yeah. Crackdown 3, Old Spice. So that's the end of the podcast. I hope you all have a fantastic week. Jake, would you like to say anything in closing?
Bye.
Okay, well, bye. Once again, thank you for our guest, Waluigi, that stopped by at the beginning. That was a very great cameo. Anyways, that's the end. We'll see you guys later. Goodbye.